Radha Kund was created is explained again in the Vedic literature. So Krishna killed a demon called Arishtasura, who was in the form of a bull, right? So after Krishna killed the bull demon, and then he came, that night he went and to meet all the gopis, Radharani and all the gopis, they told him, see Krishna, don't come near us, right? You are very impure. You have killed, you are a cow killer. In Vedic literature that's bad. So he said, you have killed a cow, so you cannot come near us. Right? Krishna said, no, he was a demon. He said, doesn't matter. Cow killing is cow killing, don't come near us. So then Krishna asked, what should I do? Then Radharani said, you go and take bath in all the holy rivers and holy tirthas in the universe, then you can come back and touch us. Then Krishna said, why should I go anywhere? Right? And then the place where he has killed the demon, there was a small hole that was created by the Arishta demon. And Krishna called all the holy rivers. And as soon as he called all the holy rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, all the holy places, Prayagraj, all of them came there. And then they all said, and then Krishna said, go into my kund. So they all went there. Now Krishna jumped inside and he took bath and he came out and he said, now I am pure, but because you talk to me, you are all impure now. So, you have to take bath in my kund to purify yourself. But then Radharani and Gopi said, no, that kund is already filled with your sins. Right? So we are going to make our own kund. So Radharani, with her own hands, she started digging a kund, and along with the help of the gopis, they made a kund. And the kund is made. Now it has to be filled with water. Right? So Krishna was saying, oh, no problem, you can take water from my kund. No. We will bring the purest of the water. So they all went to Mansi Ganga, and from there they filled and then brought water, and then they started putting in Radha Kund. But all the rivers and all the holy places which have come, they wanted the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So they all prayed to Krishna, please help us. So then Krishna said, please accept these rivers. So then Radharani allowed a connection between Shyam Kund and Radha Kund, and the water went from Shyam Kund to Radha Kund. Right? And it is said in the Shastras, the most intimate, Sri Radha Govinda. So the most intimate pastimes of, water pastimes of Srimati Radharani and Krishna happens in Radha Kund. Raghunatha Das Goswami in his Radhika Ashtaka says, that place Radharani is always victorious. She is always victorious in Radha Kund. So that is the holiest of the places, and that's where we are starting our parikram. And then as we go further, the next place that we see next to Radha Kund, we see the Samadhi Mandir of Raghunatha Das Goswami. He is one of the 6 Goswamis, and Raghunatha Das Goswami was the one who actually renovated the whole Radha Kund. Mahaprabhu, after Krishna and Radharani finished the pastime, 5,000 years passed, and all the pastime places were lost. It was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who came, and he also sent his disciples, the 6 Goswamis, to excavate all the pastime places of Radha and Krishna. And Srila Raghunatha Das Goswami, he personally oversaw the renovation of Radha Kund and Shyama Kund in Govardhan. So he used to do bhajan next to Radha Kund and Shyama Kund. So his bhajan kutir is next to there, Samadhi Mandir is next to Radha Kund and Shyama Kund. So we pray to Raghunatha Das Goswami, by his mercy we will be able to get the mercy of Govardhan and Radha Kund. And then further from down there, if we go, we see Lalita Kund. Again, if we go to Vedic literature, in the Shastra, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, particularly in his book, he explains Radha Kund, Shyama Kund, how they are actually there. And he explains, actually Radha Kund, Shyama Kund are in the form of a lotus in the spiritual world. Right? And there are 8 petals with 8 gopis Kund being there. Lalita, Vishakha, Induleka, Tungavidya, Chitra, Rangadevi, Sudevi, and Champakalata. These 8 gopis form the 8 petals around Shyama Kund and Radha Kund. But today, not all of them are visible. Only Lalita Kund is visible. So if we go to Vrindavan, if we go to Radha Kund, we can see Lalita's Kund there. From there, if we go further down, we will see the place where Krishna's lotus footprint is there. You can see they have made a beautiful cake of Krishna's lotus feet. And from there, we further go down. That's the place where Radha Krishna enjoy the Julan. So you will see the Julan. Radha Krishna is sitting in a Julan in the form of a lotus, surrounded by the gopis, and they enjoy the Julan pastimes there. So now I'm going to move to that side. Kamsari Prabhu, should I disconnect this mic?
Yes, sir.
Hare Krishna. So the next place we see is Narada Kund. So Narada Kund is basically created in honor of Narada Muni. He did lot of devotional service in Vrindavan to get the mercy of Srimati Radharani. So this Kund is specific to Narada Muni. From there, as we go further down, we see a place called Ashokavana. Ashokavana is a very, very special place where the intimate pastimes of Radha Krishna happens. So we see that we all worship Krishna, but actually Krishna worships Srimati Radharani. In Ashokavan, so every night, as I said, every night Radha and Krishna come to Govardhan, particularly Radha Kund, and there are many kunjas. Kunjas are these beautiful setups made by the gopis inside the forest where Radha and Krishna meet. So they do all their pastimes in the Radha Kund, and then they spend the whole night for Radharani and Krishna to get ready in the morning and go to their respective homes. Because they have played so much, Radharani's hair has become loose. In this place, every morning, Krishna braids Radharani's hair. Right? So if you come here, you can see how Radharani is sitting, lying back, and Krishna is braiding Radharani's hair. So this is Ashokavana. From there, if we go further down, we will see, if you go down in the Parikrama Marg, you will see the Lakshmi Narayan temple. So there is a Lakshmi Narayan temple there in the Parikrama Marg. From there, if we go further down, we'll see a place called Kusum Sarovar. Right? Traditionally, many of the Radha Kund Parikram or Govardhan Parikram starts in Kusum Sarovar. Traditional Brajvasis, many of them, they start at this place. Kusum Sarovar is again a very, very special place where a very intimate pastime of Radha Krishna happens. Kusum Sarovar is surrounded by lot of beautiful trees with beautiful flowers. Radharani comes there every day to pick flowers. So one day what Krishna does, he hides on the branch of a tree where there is a beautiful flower. Radharani comes and she tries to pluck the flower, right? But because it's very high, she jumps and she is not able to reach it. Now Krishna, who's hiding in the tree, he puts his feet and, presses the branch down. Radharani thinks, oh, okay, now the flower is reachable. So she holds the branch with one hand, and with the other hand she is about to pluck the flower, and what does Krishna do? He lifts the pressure off. And then now Radharani is hanging in the air. And he's saying, help me, help me. And then now Krishna acts as if, oh, I am here to help you. And then he grabs Radharani. Right? So this pastime happens, you can see that pastime here. And Kusum Sarovar also is a place where Narada Muni, when he wanted to enter Vrindavan, not anybody can enter Vrindavan. Right? If you want to enter Vrindavan, you have to have the mercy of Srimati Vrinda Devi, Paurnamasi, and there is a big rule that only Krishna is the only male in Vrindavan. Okay? So even Narada Muni cannot in his male form participate. So what he does, he takes bath in Kusum Sarovar and he comes out as a gopi. And then he gets the association of Srimati Radharani and other gopis. So very, very amazing place, Kusum Sarovar. From there we go down further. Now when you go in Vrindavan Parikram, okay. When you go Vrindavan Parikram, you will see that Govardhan has a break in between. In between Govardhan, there is a break, and there is a place called Mansi Ganga between Govardhan, in between. So this is the Mansi Ganga, and you will see the Mansi Devi temple. Mansi Devi is non-different from Ganga Mata. So Ganga flows in between Govardhan, and there are many pastime that happens here. Now, because this is the only break in between Govardhan, if you want to go from one side of the Govardhan to other side, there are only two ways. There is one narrow pass between the two parts of the Govardhan, or you have to take a boat and cross Mansi Ganga. Now, the Mansi Ganga pastime is again, Radharani and the gopis, they have to go from one side of Govardhan to the other side to sell the yogurt, milk and butter and all of that they have made. But for them to cross, they have to take the boat. Now, what does Krishna do? Krishna disguises himself as the boatman. Okay? Now, he disguises himself as the boatman, and all the gopis, they take the boat, and halfway through, there's a big storm. And then, the boatman, who is Krishna, he says, "Arey, this is a very serious thing. Water is coming inside." And all the gopis are trying to put the water with their hand from the boat. Nothing is happening. He's saying it's very serious condition. They say, "What do we do? You have to reduce the weight of the boat." So then he says, "What should we do? Throw all the pots of butter," and so they throw away all the pots, butter, everything. Now, still water is coming up. So what do we do now? "Oh, you are wearing so much jewels around you. That's also extra weight. Throw it away." So they take all the jewels and throw it away. And then, still the water is coming up. Then what does the Krishna say? "Oh, your dress is very heavy." And then now by the time Radharani identified, this guy has to be Krishna because he is the only biggest rascal here. Right? But then what happens? The storm is so heavy, and then all the gopis, they became afraid and they have to go and hug the boatman to protect themselves. So that pastime happened in Manasi Ganga. Again, there are many pastimes of how Mansi Ganga was created. Mansi Ganga was created because once Nanda Baba, he decided that I will go on a yatra to see Ganga. Those days, because everybody wanted to see Ganga. So they made all preparations. Then Krishna is saying, "Where are you going?" "Oh, we are going on a yatra to see Ganga." Krishna said, "Why you have to go there? You come with me." And then he says, he requests Ganga to come or orders Ganga to come, and she immediately comes here. That's how Mansi Ganga was created. So that's Manasi Ganga, and Mansi Devi temple is there, who is non-different from Ganga Mata. And also next to that, in between Govardhan's and the Mansi Ganga, there is another narrow pass which I told you. There is a place called Dani Raja temple. Anybody knows what Dani means? Tax. Okay, so what Krishna does, Krishna with his gang, he stands there because either you have to take the boat or you have to go through that narrow pass. So when Radharani and all the gopi friends, they bring butter through there, Krishna, blocks the pass and says, "You can't go beyond." They say, "Why? If you want to go beyond, pay me a tax." "Why should we pay you tax? My father is the king of Vrindavan." Then the gopis laugh. "Don't make these ridiculous things. Radharani is the queen." And then Krishna says, No. I won't allow you to go if you don't pay my tax. And then there is an argument goes up and forth. And Krishna, what he does? He forcefully pulls all the parts and of butter, yogurt, milk and everything. He breaks it, and that's how he collects his tax. Okay. So that pastime happened there. Also there is a place called Brahmakund. Right. That Brahmakund, again, in Bhagavatam we have learnt of the Brahma Vimohana Leela. After killing Aghasur, all the demigods were amazed. And then, Brahma was thinking, who is this small boy? And then people said, "Oh, he is actually Krishna. Vishnu." And then Brahmaji said, No, this small boy cannot be my master. So he tested Krishna. How? He took away all the gopas and the cows. He went them and hid them in Brahmalok, and then he came back again, and all the boys are still there. He was thinking, what is happening? And then he realized that Krishna has expanded himself into millions of gopas and the cows. So Brahma understood that Krishna is non-different from Vishnu, and there he actually begged for forgiveness. We are all every day, Darshanarthi, we sing Brahma Samhita. which is written by Brahma, Lord Brahma, after he realized his mistake. So Brahma Kund is the place where Brahmadev came and begged for forgiveness to Lord Krishna. Right? So that's the Brahma Kund. Next to that you will see our ISKCON temple. There's a Samadhi Mandir of one of our very senior sannyasis. Yeah. Next we see, the next place we see is the Dani Nivartan Kund. Right? You saw Dani Raja temple, which is where Krishna collects tax. Dani Nivartan means reverse tax. What here happens is the gopis here one day they wait, hold on, waiting for Krishna and Madhumangal to come. And when he comes, thousands of gopis come together and capture Krishna. Right? And what they do, they tie him, and then like Damodar, they tie him and they dress him like a gopi. Okay, they put on gopi's dress and they put pots of butter, yogurt, everything on his head, and everybody start throwing stones at that, so that the pots break and all the butter and yogurt, they all fall on Krishna. So this is the place where the revenge was taken by the gopis on Krishna. Yes, so that is Dani Nivartan Kund. This is where Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes happen. There are actually two Rasa Thalis in Govardhan. One is that spring pastime, the other one is a fall. You know, Krishna does Rasa Leela both in spring and in fall. So this is the fall Rasa Leela. It's the Rasa Leela Sthali. Next to that you will see Gauri Kund. Again, Gauri Kund is a very famous place. What happens is that Krishna and Radharani are meeting in this place, and Jatila and Kutila, the famous mother-in-law and the sister-in-law, they come there to catch Radharani and punish her. So when they come, Radharani is worried, what is going to happen? And then Krishna says, don't worry. And then he takes on the form of a Gauri, and then he sits there as if he is Gauri, and Radharani is worshipping Gauri. And then, when Jatila and Kutila, oh, my daughter-in-law is very sincere, he is worshipping Gauri. They don't know that it is actually Krishna in the form of Gauri. So that pastime happened there. Next to that you will see the temple of Balram. Balram temple is there. A very famous Balram temple dedicated to Lord Balram. And also on the top of Govardhan, you will see the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. There is a footprint which is actually the lotus feet of, even now if we go to Govardhan, we can see the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Moving on, then next place we see is the Aniyor village. Aniyor village is the place where originally the Govardhan Bhoga was offered. And Govardhan asked for more. Krishna in the form of Aniyor is more. So that pastime happened where the Annakut was offered and Krishna demanded more. Also you would see at the top of that is basically the Gopal Raj temple. So you'll see Gopal Raj holding Annakut. Yeah. So this is the place. Gopal Raj is basically the temple that was established by Madhavendra Puri. As you go down, you will see a Gopal Prakrita Sthali. Gopal Raj was originally established by the grandson of Krishna in Vrindavan. But later, during the Muslim oppression, the deity was taken out of the temple and he was hidden in bushes. And he remained there for many hundreds of years. So when Madhavendra Puri came there, and he came to do Govardhan Parikrama, in his dream, Krishna came, Gopal Raj came and said, see, I am here, I am very hungry, can you please help me? So Madhavendra Puri, with the help of the villagers, he cleared and he took Gopal out of the bushes and he took him to the top of the Govardhan and he established a beautiful temple, and they did a huge Abhishekam and they did a huge Annakut again for Gopal Raj. We have done a very meager one. They did an amazing big Annakut because Gopal Raj, and that pastime happened, and there's a Gopal Raj temple that was established. Later the deity was brought down and established in. So that is Gopal Raj, and that's why we have the Annakut, and on top of Annakut we have Govardhan as well. As we further go down from Aniyor village, we will see Sankarshan Kund. Sankarshan is basically a place of Lord Balram, and in the Shastras it is said if even somebody touches the water there, they will not have rebirth. They will never enter a womb of another woman. So that is Sankarshan Kund. I have already explained about Gopal Prakrita Sthali. That is the place where Gopal appeared to Madhavendra Puri. Going there further down, we will see Govinda Kund. Very, very important place. So this whole pastime happened because once Nanda Baba was arranging for a festival to worship Indra. And Krishna said, why worship Krishna? Let's worship Govardhan. He is the one who is taking care of us. He is giving us the water, the minerals, the fruits and vegetables and everything that is needed for us. So why worship, Indra? So then they all, whatever Krishna says, they agree. So they agreed and they did Govardhan worship, and then Indra became very angry. And then we know the story of how there was continuous rain for 7 days and Krishna held Govardhan mountain in his pinky finger and protected the whole Vrindavan. So when Indra realized his mistake, he came along with all the devatas and they performed, actually Indra was very scared of coming near Krishna. So what did he do? Under the direction of his spiritual master, he sent Airavat and Surabhi. Surabhi is cow, who is very dear to Krishna. So both of them came and all the demigods came and they prayed to Krishna to forgive Indra. And at this place in Govinda Kund, they performed him an Abhishek for Krishna and they made him the lord of all the, Govinda means one who is the master of all the devatas. All the cows, senses, various meanings. But at this place, he was established as the king of all the devatas. So the water, after they did the Abhishekam, that water from that Abhishekam collected as Govinda Kund. Right? So you'll see there Krishna is surrounded by all the demigods worshipping Krishna. Further going down from there, we will see the Narsinghadev temple, one of the most famous Narsinghadev temple in Govardhan. Narsinghadev, Bhaktivinoda Thakur specifically says that if somebody wants to get prema for Krishna, they should worship Narsinghadev, who will remove the obstacles in achieving the prema for Krishna. Going further down, we'll see the Puncharika Lauta temple. Okay, so Puncharika Lauta, the temple, even now, this temple actually is the midpoint in Govardhan Parikrama. Vrindavan, the tradition, I just want to keep that. Okay, so there was this friend of Krishna, Puncharika, who used to play with Krishna and Balram. So one day he made an appointment with Krishna and Balram. You come to my house, I'll cook for lunch for you. Krishna Balram said okay. So he cooked a big feast and he was waiting for Krishna and Balram. But on that day, Akrura came and took Krishna and Balram to Dwaraka. Right? Now Puncharika, he was waiting and waiting and waiting for Krishna and Balram to come. And if you go to Vrajavasis, they will say even today he is still waiting for Krishna and Balram to return. He has not had his lunch so far. So that temple is Puncharika Lauta temple. Going further from down there, we will see the Manikundli cave. Again, there are many thousands of caves that are there in Vrindavan and in Govardhan. Particularly again in Radhika Ashtaka, Raghunatha Das Goswami says Radharani is the master of all the caves in Govardhan. So here a very intimate pastime of Radha Krishna is concluded in or happens in this place. So you'll see this setup of the whole cave, Manikundali cave, and here also Raghunatha Das Goswami used to do bhajan here as well. So further going from there, we will see Indra Kund. Govinda Kund is where Krishna was established as the king of all the devatas. Indra Kund is the place where Indra begged for the forgiveness of Lord Krishna. So going further down from Indra Kund, we will see Surabhi Kund. Surabhi Kund is the place where Surabhi specifically worshipped Mother Krishna with her own milk. She did bathing ceremony for Krishna, and so the Surabhi Kund was established there. Going down from Surabhi Kund, we will go to a place. Can you please go forward? So sorry. We will see the place where Krishna and all the Gopas, they perform their picnic pastimes. right? They sit here, and this is where Krishna and the Gopas, they take their lunch. The cows, they are all sent out for grazing, and then Krishna at this place along with his friends, he does his lunch picnic every day at this place. Going further down from Krishna's picnic place, we will go to Rudrakund. Rudrakund is again the place where Lord Shiva does tapasya to get the mercy of the divine couple. Lord Shiva constantly is worshipping to get the mercy of Srimati Radharani here. And then next to Rudrakund, you will see Airavat Kund. Airavat Kund is the place where Airavat, like Surabhi did Abhishek in Surabhi Kund. Here you will see how Airavat did Abhishek for Lord Sri Krishna and worship Lord Krishna at this place, and the water collected into the Airavat Kund. Going from down there, we will see Chakra Tirtha, which is formed by the mercy of Sudarshan Chakra. And also next to Chakra Tirtha, we will find a place called Ratna Simhasan. Okay, this is the place where actually Krishna worships Srimati Radharani by holding her lotus feet. Right? Once, because Krishna was late, Radharani was very upset. So she says to the gopis, Krishna is never honest, so when he comes, please don't allow him inside. Okay, so as usual, Lalita and Vishaka stands outside and they say, no, you can't see Radharani. Now Krishna is in so much anxiety. Right? How can I not see Radharani? So what he does, he disguises himself as a gopi, and then he enters the kunja and he holds the lotus feet of Radharani and begs for her forgiveness. Okay, so you'll see that pastime, that's Ratna Simhasan. Going from there down, we will see the Gantoli. Gantoli is again a very famous place. If you have been in Puri during holy time, this place is very famous because this is where Radha and Krishna, they enjoy their holy pastime. Okay, so you will see Krishna on his own, he is using his all his powers to defeat the gopis, and hundreds of gopis are assisting Srimati Radharani, and they play holy in this place. That's the Gantoli village, a very famous place in Vrindavan. Going down from there, we will see Uddhava Kunda. Uddhava Kunda again is the place where Uddhava, when he came to Vrindavan, Uddhava was the closest friend of Krishna in Dwaraka. He was very close to Krishna. Actually, Krishna says, me and Uddhava are non-different from each other. So he was a very, very close friend. So Krishna sent Uddhava just to make him understand what is the topmost level of devotional service. And when he came to Vrindavan, and when he saw the mood of the Brajavasis, when he saw the devotion of the Brajavasis, he was amazed, and then he prayed. This prayer is in Srimad Bhagavatam as well, where he prays, let me be a blade of grass in Vrindavan where all these devotees' lotus feet will touch my head. Right? So that Uddhava, he worshipped the divine couple at this place, and there is a kund dedicated to Uddhava. So that place is Uddhava Kund. Further going down from Uddhava Kund, we will see the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatan Goswami. Sanatana Goswami used to do bhajan in Govardhan area. Sanatana Goswami was very, very dear to all the Brajavasis, both devotees and non-devotees alike. Right? Even today, if you go to Vrindavan, the disappearance day of Sanatana Goswami, they celebrate as Guru Purnima. The origin of Guru Purnima is actually Brajavasis celebrating the disappearance of Sanatana Goswami. So the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatana Goswami is there. And then further going down, we will see Shivkari. Is a very place very, very dear to Srimati Radharani. Once there was a fox, and all the local boys, they were chasing this fox and they were throwing stones at it. So the fox tried to run from all these boys, and it went and hid inside a small hole. And these boys surrounded that hole and they started throwing stones, and they were about to keep fire to so that the fox will come out of the hole. And so the fox started crying piteously because it was very scared. And one thing is anything that happens in Vrindavan, the one person who is in charge of whole Vrindavan is Srimati Radharani. So she immediately hears this crying of fox, and then she sends her Sakhi to find out what is happening. So Lalita comes here and sees what is happening and she reports back to Radharani. So Radharani comes hurrying and then she stops the boys and she saves the fox. Not only she saves the fox, but she gives mercy to to that fox, that he actually becomes one of the gopi friends of Srimati Radharani. See how merciful Srimati Radharani is. So, our acharyas say that anyone who comes to Vrindavan and cries, Radharani will respond. If we cry, Radharani will respond. Again, because Radha Gopinath is here, this place is non-different from Vrindavan. So, Shivkari, you will see again in this place also Lord Shiva worships Srimati Radharani. You will see that pastime as there as well. Going from there, we will go to a place called Gwalpakora. Again, it's a village outside Govardhan. And this is the place where Krishna and his friends, they play football. Okay? So, if you are interested in soccer, you can go there. So, Krishna plays football with his friends and all the games. It's called Gwalpakora. Again, a very beautiful place. Going further down, you will see the devotees. They have made a beautiful cave cake, and then a peacock cake. The reason why peacock cake is made is because in the Shastras, like if, for example, Mayapur and Vrindavan is in the form of lotus. Yes? Puri is in the form of Shankha. But Govardhan is in the form of peacock. So peacock, Govardhan is actually in the form of peacock, and Radha Kund, Shyama Kund is on the face, it's in the eyes of Govardhan. Right? So it's a very amazing effort all the devotees have put to make this setup. Please enjoy. So we'll finish the parikram here. I've covered all the Leela Sthalis. Please go around. We're going to have a class now in a couple of minutes. And so we have made a lot of cakes as well. As you can see, the Ratna Simhasan is made of cake, the cave is made of cake, the lotus feet are made of cake. So a lot of effort has been put in, hopefully by Radharani's mercy. Oh, okay. That's a very important question. 8. Yep. So after this, what we will do is we're going to have a class from 6 to 7, and after that 7 to 7:30 there will be Aarti. Okay. After the Aarti ceremony, we will start the Namamishwaram song. At that time, we will start slowly dismantling this. So finish your Aarti for Govardhan, then 7:45 we'll start dismantling. And after 7:45, this whole boga will come out for you to consume and pack and take home as well. Okay. So we are going to put it in boxes. So if you can just hold on and stay a little bit late, you can take boxes home of Govardhan and the cupcakes and all the boga that you see. Very important point. So thank you all for your time. Giriraj Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Premanande. Hare Krishna.
You go. No.
Can you announce that we are going to do the Govardhan Aarti now?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay, we're going to be having Aarti for Govardhan now. So please be ready. What do we do? You're going to sing.
Swami.
Krishna, Giriraj Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Vistaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Iti Namine Namam Vishnu Padaya.
Bhutale Srimate Bhakti
Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine.
Hey, but later harmonium. But for Damodara stuff.
Yeah, I can get you one there. Now it's just too short notice and packed. Yeah. By the time I bring it, it'll be finished up. I'll do it.
Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gauravakta Jaya Chaitanya Giriraj Giriraj Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Nitai Gaure Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nitai Gaur Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gauranga Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Rama Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna Jaya Vrindavan Jaya Radhe Oh Jaya Radhe